You probably know I'm a large fan of the body positivity movement, or more appropriately, the fat positivity movement. Thinking about it, you actually probably don't know because I have like one returning viewer. So, anyways, so I looked at fats posting their L's on Twitter because, TikTok has good content, but this kind of compiles the best of the best. I was fat shamed in Buffet Bill. TikToker was charged, yeah, of course it was a TikToker. Anyways, TikToker was charged double at all you can eat sitting because she ate too much. She kind of looks like a Kroger's Joker with XX chromosomes, and maybe an extra one too, but that might be a little bit too harsh, honestly. I can't even begin to comprehend how many calories you would need to consume for a buffet or an all you can eat buffet to charge you extra. And then she had the gall to post about it to millions of probably, maybe not hundreds of millions, but definitely at least millions of people on TikTok. And I actually take that back. It could be hundreds of millions because TikTok has, 2-something billion downloads, which is insane. Funny how diet culture shames you if you eat to cope with stress, but praises you if you exercise to cope with stress. Food is energy for survival, exercise is a form of stress on the body. So which one makes more biological sense as a coping tool? If I had a retard radar, it would be pointing and beeping at my computer right now. And well, yes, it is true, exercise puts stress on your body. The irony in it is that in the long run, it puts way less stress on your body. Because who do you think is putting more work in throughout the day? Someone who has, who's like 6'2", 175 pounds and super lean? Or a person that's 5'4" and like 200 pounds? The 5'4", 200 pounder is going to be doing way more work throughout the day. A 5'4" frame carrying 200 pounds is not normal, and it puts a lot of stress on your muscles, on your bones, just on everything. And we haven't even talked about the internal organs. Your heart has to work overtime to pump all that blood, and it has a harder time pumping the blood because of all the cholesterol, assumingly. And I'm just going to stop here because, I could go in super deep, and there's a lot more to unpack in this post. But I don't want to take an hour explaining it, so I'll just move on. So there are 2 parts to this post. So no, you are too big for the MRI machine. And the no is like what you don't say to a fat ass who's trying to get an MRI. And then you have what you do say to someone who's trying to get an MRI, a person on the larger side trying to get an MRI. An MRI. Dude, I can't friggin' talk. I'm so sorry that this MRI wasn't built to accommodate you. Let's look at other options for getting the information we need. So first thing, I'm not sure there are like any really real alternatives to getting an MRI. And that's not even like the first bit of the lunacy and the idiocy that is contained within this post. But let me get to the second part first. There is a wide bore 3T machine that I always use because it helps with my claustrophobia. I would assume doctors would know of their existence. And another high IQ individual responds, respectfully, don't ever assume doctors know anything. So this gives us a couple tidbits of information. The first one being is that the original poster just made up some weird hypothetical situation in their head and then posted it online to get those internet points. And then the second piece of information is there is someone out there who has blue hair and probably a degree in gender studies that wholeheartedly assumes that doctors don't know of the different sizes of MRI machines. But not only that, she goes a step further to say, doctors don't know anything. Yes, the 8 years of school and all the training was all for naught. These doctors still don't know shite. So much fat, the cruel autopsy of a 17-stone woman on the BBC. So what the hell is 17 stone in freedom units? So that's 238 pounds, and that happens to be the same weight as Deontay Wilder. And if you don't know who that is, he's basically a 6'7" monster in the boxing ring. Anyways, continuing. In obesity, the postmortem pathologist cut open an anonymous woman's body, exclaiming that her liver is like paint as their knives become slippery. Even in death, people can be horribly, gratuitously fat-shamed. Wow, those are some large words for a journalist. I was not really expecting that. So they basically call what is an observation that is, let's be honest, probably correct, by a medical professional, fat shaming. They called it fat shaming, which is not. It's an observation. And it's probably, it's true. This is a 240-pound woman. Women on average aren't that tall. And to address the elephant in the room, she's dead, man. Who cares? She is dead. Why would she care? She's not going to care. She's dead. All right, and for the final one, room fume. I'm a plus-size traveler. Hotel rooms are too small for me. It is so frustrating. So I have a crazy idea. Lose some weight. Then this won't even have to be like a problem for you. You can fit in seats. You can go clothes shopping way easier. The towels or the robes are gonna fit you at the motels. It's not normal to be this size. Hotels aren't gonna spend a crap ton of money to accommodate the very small percentage of people that are your size. Well, yes, 40% of America is obese. This woman is she's far beyond the point of just obesity. This is at the very least morbid obesity, but she's never gonna do anything about it. She's just gonna blame society and all the motels and hotels and the planes for not properly accommodating someone as large as her. It's not my fault I have a BMI of 50. I only eat like 5,000 calories a day, probably more. It's all the plane's fault and all the travel company's fault for not making things more accessible to me. Accessible to the whatever percentage I am, but it's not a very large percent. But I'm sure that percentage is going to get much bigger as the years go on. All right, and that's where I'm calling it. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Have a good day.